Welcome everyone, this is Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about the Spartan way, the Spartan mindset. Now, if you're familiar with the movie 300, you talk about the Battle of Thermopylae, where 300 Spartan warriors had to hold a passage to stop the Persian armies from invading and taking over. And the movie talks about these 300 brave men who are able to fend off an army of about 120,000 Persians or something like that, or maybe 70,000. In the history books, they talk about the different numbers and it's skewed because it might seem like a lot, right? So they might say millions of Persians, right? Maybe not. But today is not going to be a historical correction of the Battle of Thermopylae, but it's going to be the understanding of the Spartan way, the Spartan mindset, and then creating a warrior mindset to go along with that. So let's get into that blog where we talk about the warrior mindset. All right, everyone, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and to share the video and your audio to help build a community of like-minded individuals. Today, we're going to be talking about the Spartan way, the warrior mindset. Now, this is not to say that the Spartans and the Greeks have the best mindset and we need to follow it to a T. What I present to you today is going to be an understanding of a mindset. Because how the Spartans were raised does not mean how you should be raised or how you should raise your children. This just means that you have an option when it comes to mindset. You can choose a warrior mindset. You can choose a merchant mindset. You can choose a pacifist mindset. You can choose a societal mindset, kind of like that blanket that everyone gets. We get to choose what type of mindsets we have. It could be strong. It could be weak. It could be passive. Today, we're going to be talking about a warrior mindset. And if you think about the warrior, just a notion of warrior. Warrior is a phrase that has been passed down to express the valor and bravery of a combatant, right? It could be a man, it could be a woman, especially today, where you can have that warrior mindset where you're a fighter. You have some grit. You have some determination within you, and you have the skill to match it. Because some people don't have the skill, but they have the bite. Think of like a dog just kind of barking all day long, right? He might sound scary, but he might be a chihuahua too. So we need to understand that a warrior type of mindset is just not something that is passed out easily. You have to earn this type of mindset. How do we earn that mindset? Today, we're going to be looking at the concept of what a warrior mindset is, but how I do it in the blog, and it's going to be different than how I do it in the podcast, of course. The blog, I talk about the Spartans and how they raised their kids. And I talk about the difference between how I say to raise your kids and things like that too, because it's important to understand how to raise your kids. Because if you just kind of go through and you're like, oh, I'm going to raise my kids this way or whatever it be, you are going to find that, hey, you know what? Maybe I should start to pay attention to how I'm raising kids or how kids are being raised. Because if we look at the system, if we look at what type of kids are coming out today, they're weak. Yes, some can be strong, but we live in a society where weakness is an option today. These people, these young boys lived in a society where military discipline and fighting and this warrior mindset was mandatory. When things are mandatory, people rise to the level that they have to reach. Think of China, right? You have to learn English over there, right? It's what's one of the basic needs, right? You have to rise to that level. You have to rise to that standard of speaking English. If you do not know English, the probability of you getting a high-paying job, a high-status job, is going to be very difficult because everyone else is speaking two languages, right? They're bilingual. They know English. They know Chinese. That is what they are accustomed to. That is the standard. Yet our standard here is, yeah, you have to speak English, but you can be 16 and you don't even know how to read and write. So it's like our system somewhere has become flawed, where we stop focusing on the mandatory things and what children need to be knowing. And we're kind of just saying, well, this is what we're doing. We're just kind of bringing you through the system, the process, and whatever comes out, comes out. But the issue is the people that are coming out without the skills necessary to be prominent, to make some strides in their life, they have the short end of the deal because now they're so far behind, they have to play catch up. And as I said, it's easier to make sure a child is not broken and they're built correctly than it is to take an adult and to dismantle them and to fix them and to repair them because something had transpired throughout their upbringing. We can create the fix. We can make that fix. It's just that it's very difficult to create that fix if we don't understand that there's a fix that has to be made. There's a problem in the system. And these Spartans, they knew how to raise young men. The fathers and the other men of the city-state, they would take their kids and the kid will follow them. And the kid would see how their father was or their uncle was or the other men were. And they would say, this is what a man is. There was no, I'm going to talk about this person because I don't like them. It was all about grooming young men into being a masculine figure. So how they did it, I don't agree totally with what they did. And I think I say it in the blog because again, there's just so much to it where it's like, do we follow how the Spartans were raised in order to raise strong men today? I don't think we have to. I think we can take away the key examples from this blog and we can learn, well, these are the strong mindsets and this is how they created the strong mindsets. And then you just replicate that in how you raise kids today. Yet how we raise kids today is passive. Kids don't have discipline. Parents don't have authority. So if that's the case and kids are running rampant, they're going to figure out, well, I need to do what I need to do as an adult, and they're literally still a kid. So they're going to protect and provide for themselves. How do they do that? And the way they do that might be illegal. So should we shame these kids for taking an action that was their only option or was their best option? Or should we make alternate choices readily available to them? It depends. And in this blog, we talk about the Spartan way and the significance of the number 300, right? The Spartan warriors that were fighting and how they were presenting themselves during that battle. We talk about a lot during this blog, and as you can see, it is a lengthy one. The reason is because it is so much information that has to be told in order to get this warrior mindset. I'm going to do my best right now to break down the warrior mindset and to make it a easy process to follow. So if you haven't figured out the reason why we're talking about the movie 300 and the Spartan way and the warrior mindset is because 300 has the significance today. Just last week on Friday, we had our 300th episode of Coaching in Session. Now we have the first blog of the next 100 episodes that are coming out. We have a new intro, as you can see. Good things are happening here at Reven Concepts. Good things are happening in the world with mindset. People are starting to wake up to see that how we are raising our young minds of the world today, our next generation of leaders, we are not raising them to be strong and effective. That's going to be a detriment to the next generation if we don't have strong leaders to take over. Now, I'm at an age where I still can be relatable to young children. But when I was a teacher in my 20s, I had no issues with classroom discipline. They saw me. I was young. I was relatable. I can go in, I can teach something. I can say, it's like this, it's like that. And they're like, okay, we got it. But today it's almost like, oh, we're listening to an old man. I'm not old yet. I'm on that borderline, still relatable, where this right here is going to be a guide point for any young person to create the mindset that they need in order to be successful and to flourish in this world today, especially this generation that has a lot of obstacles in their way. They get to listen to this episode or this podcast at their leisure, and they can say, you know what? You have some good points, or I'm going to take these points and I'm going to make some adjustments. One of the most amazing things that happens is not so much here in America. It happens here, but people from other countries like South America, Europe area. And what happens is that these kids, right? They're probably, 18 years old, will send me an email and they'll ask me a question or something like that. Or they'll say, I want to thank you because you have given me a different mindset or a different outlook on things. And I say, it's not so much that I gave you a different mindset. It's just that I'm helping you understand the way that it can be done. And you wanted to implement it that way. Because We're not about changing people. We're about guiding people. You can guide yourself off a cliff or you can guide yourself to success. Whichever one you guide yourself to is up to you, right? It's your choice. It's your prerogative. The problem that we have with mindset today is that it's a very fragile type of mindset where being fragile, being emotional, intelligent, being privileged, being complacent is where people are. There's nothing wrong with having a different mindset. I want people to understand that. The issue doesn't come with having a different mindset. The issue comes with having a mindset that is not going to help you get to the life that you want. I'm going to say that again. The issue is not about having a different mindset. It's about not having the mindset that's going to get you to where you want to be in your life. Some people want great amounts of success. Some people want to be the 1%. There's nothing wrong with that goal. You can be that 1%. But the issue is not so much of you being that 1%, but you not doing the things that are going to create that 1% mindset. The warrior mindset, we talk about how we can learn to be resilient, how we can learn to be confident, how we go through our challenges and our hurdles and our obstacles and we come out on the other end positive in a better position. The warrior mindset is going to be a mindset that is going to understand failure. It's going to understand that life is not going to be all easy. It's not going to be a bouquet of flowers all the time. It's not always going to be rosy and peachy, and it's not always going to be good times. There's going to be moments where you want to give up. There's going to be moments where you want to throw in the towel. There's going to be moments where you want to be weak. There's going to be moments when you want to feel only pleasure. You don't want to feel any pain. You have to be bigger than those moments. This is akin to if you're in battle and you're fighting for your life, right? The warrior mindset. Let's say you start to get fatigued. You start to get tired. You start to doubt your abilities. Do you think that's a good place to be? I can say that it's not. Because if you're on the battlefield and you're fighting for your life, and to be honest, every single day we are essentially fighting for our life, our livelihood especially. We are fighting for our life. We are trying to figure out, well, are we going to win? Are we going to come out unscathed? Maybe the aspect of winning might not be the appropriate mindset to be a warrior, but the warrior mindset is not so much if I'm going to win or if I'm going to survive. It's about obligation. Am I able to uphold my obligation? We have to be bigger than ourselves. The warrior mindset is bigger than yourself. When you give yourself a purpose that is not just you, you have now begun the warrior mindset mentality. What they did in the Spartan training for these young boys, they made sure that not only were they strong, but that they created strong connections with their brethren, with the other young men, with the other warriors, or the warriors in training. And the reason being is because when you're in battle, the last thing you need to worry about is the person to your left, the person to your right, the person behind you. You need to know that everyone is doing their part. Because if everyone is doing their part, guess what's going to happen? Everyone handles their business. And then you don't have to worry about, I need to take care of this person because, he's losing and things like that. And I'm not saying that the person can't be overpowered by someone. It's just that if you handle your business and you see your brethren is needing help, you take care of it. And that concept, right, is presented even in the movie where it's like, someone is like kind of getting beat down. And all of a sudden, one of their brothers just comes and spares a guy or just swords a guy. So you're like, thank you, right? So you thought your life was over, but then you realized that you're not alone in this fight. So the warrior mindset is not a solitary mindset where you think and you act by yourself. It's that you create a environment that the people around you all are capable and efficient and effective human beings. And all of a sudden, if for some reason you can't handle it, you have a full force, you have a full army coming saying, hey, you're not getting this guy. You're not getting this girl. They're with me. That right there is powerful. And that's why the 300, right? The number 300 has so much significance because those 300 Spartans had that warrior mindset. They had that Spartan mindset where it's like, I'm fighting. And yes, I'm fighting to the death. But at the same time, I'm fighting not only for myself, but for my family, but for also these brothers around me. I need to be in peak optimal condition. I need to make sure that I'm showing up even when I feel like I don't want to do that. We're going to have many failures in our life. There's going to be moments where we want to give up. There's going to be moments when we want to throw in the towel. There's going to be moments when we say, you know what? What's the point? You might have been given a bad hand in your life, and you might have been given a circumstance that might make it very difficult for you to fulfill your dreams and to go after some of the things that you want to accomplish in your life. But I can tell you that just because you have an obstacle does not mean you can't overcome the obstacle. Just because you have a hardship, it does not mean that you cannot learn to embrace that hardship and overcome it. Because once you overcome something that's challenging, things become easier. Just how something is impossible until it's done. 4-Minute Mile, Roger Bannister, we talk about this all the time. We say it can't be done, but then we do it. We say, probably back in the, BC era times, oh, we can't take this castle with this many men, but they do it. There's a plan. There's a system that is created. And that's what happens. We create what type of mindsets we need in order to adjust to our environment. And right now we have a very weak mindset. So what would happen if we gave our society today a warrior mindset? Now that warrior mindset is going to help people understand that they're not fighting this battle alone, and that people are not just all inherently their enemy. We need to learn how to treat people with respect, be cordial, and then understand our mission as men and as women. We all have roles, yet we are mixing and matching our roles to fit the narrative, to fit what societal norms are. Because you can live however you want to live your life. You can give yourself whatever type of mindset that you want, but understand that the mindset that you give yourself is going to create the environment that you're in. So if you're going to create a strong masculine mindset as a man, you're going to attract feminine natured women, right? They're attracted to that. If you're a strong warrior mindset woman, you're going to probably attract more feminine natured docile men. There is nothing wrong with that. Because not saying that a man that is a warrior type mindset might not want a strong woman, but it's not so much that he needs that strong woman. Because when and if they have a family, because at that point she's still going to be strong and want to go off to war and fight every single day, or she's going to want to take care of the kid. Sometimes when that happens is that she will switch to that feminine nature woman. The warrior mindset can be for everyone, but it might not fit every situation. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Anyone can have a warrior mindset where you're just pushing yourself, where you're fighting, where you're not accepting the norm, where you're demanding more from yourself and more from the results and more from your actions to get the results that you want. So where is the warrior mindset today? It's almost gone. You can get your warrior mindset from, putting your kids in martial arts, or you doing martial arts for yourself. You can get a warrior mindset from overcoming challenges. And then when you overcome them, don't just stay there. Keep on uplifting yourself. You can gain a warrior mindset from understanding that not everyone is your enemy, that people might have differences, but there's still respect that has to be given. And if there's disrespect, there's consequences to that disrespect. Because as a warrior, you don't just allow yourself, your honor to be belittled. That's why there was, duels in the past where if you dishonored someone or their woman, there was a duel to the death maybe, or something along those lines. So just depending on where you are with that warrior mindset is going to help you make some great strides in your life. And in this blog, The Spartan Way, The Warrior Mindset, not only do we talk about what the power of 300 is, but we talk about the concept of how they raised their young boys to be men, how they gave them challenges. So by the time they were men, they had good examples of what a man was and how to be a man, because they already went through those challenges and they went through the building blocks of what they needed to, again, be the man that they should be, and to attain the warrior mindset that will help them not only as warriors, but as parents when they had their children in the future. So this article, The Spartan Way, The Warrior Mindset, is going to be a great read for anyone who's trying to understand, well, what is a warrior mindset? How do you begin to cultivate a warrior mindset? And this is going to be touching base at the start of it, right? When you're a young boy, when you're a young man, you can even replace it with being a young woman. From there, you're saying, this is the mindset that I need in order to gain this type of mindset. And the mindset is not so much of being masculine, but of understanding just your power, right? Understanding that you have the potential within you. You're going to have failures. You're going to have struggles. You're going to have trials and tribulations that are going to, throw your life upside down. Do you land on your feet, or do you land on the ground and you cry and you say you're the victim? We have to learn how to get up, dust off, try again. And maybe one day you feel like you just keep failing and you can't figure out how to win. This is where the warrior mindset truly shines, is now you know that you can't go this path alone. You need someone to help you. This is where a coach comes into play. Get yourself a mindset coach. Get yourself a mentor that's going to help you go along the path to victory. Because we all want to win in our life. We all want goodness in our life. We all want the fortune and the fame. Yet we don't want the struggle. People want easy. Life is not all about the easiness, right? We can get everything given to us, right? So if I give you all your money you need, if I give you all of the fame you need, you wouldn't appreciate it. Heck, you might even resent me for it. Because life is not about reaching the goal. It's about understanding the journey and building and growing in that person. That is you. That can be you. Because the person that's you at the end is almost a never-ending journey until, it's time to say goodbye to this life. But during that process, you can give yourself mindsets that are going to be beneficial in all your endeavors. If you want to overcome a challenge, if you want to reach goals, if you want to make some changes in your life, this blog right here, Spartan's Way, The Warrior Mindset, is going to be an essential tool in your toolbox to give you the knowledge, to give you the wisdom, and to give you the ambition to keep on pushing. So one day you can figure out, well, what is this warrior type of mindset? And spoiler alert, a warrior mindset is about imperfection, not about perfection. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, you can email me at coachinginsession@gmail.com. I'll see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone take care.